Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It has been a little bit since I've talked to you. Yeah, this is kind of a big day. It is 50 minutes past Saturday, so it is now August the 24th. It's in the next couple hours. Well, no. Let's just go over. It is now Sunday. Yeah, let's talk about what's been this week. So I guess I could talk socially just because I just left something. So my friends, Vic and Clint, we had kind of a day that we wanted to meet up. It's been a while. We saw a movie last week, like I said, and this week the three of us went to lunch at a Chinese restaurant, and then I hadn't seen a TV show, One Tree Hill. So they were like, let's watch some episodes. We watched 6 episodes, and it was just fun to see kind of a different realm, really. I, back in the day, was really into like some of those sorts of shows, like the CWs where we started. So like Smallville, we talked about Kyle XY. That's really kind of the biggest ones for me. Oh, one of my favorite shows was Summerland. It was just so good. It had Jesse McCartney in it. That was probably my number one on that show. Other than, if anyone remembers this, it was a CW idol type show where they had people come on, they would sing, and it would be literally, it was just supposed to be like a American Idol competitor, and instead they just didn't tell the acts that they were being tested on who was going to be the worst. And it wasn't until the last episode and the last person was crowned the winner, they explained like, hey, this is actually a show about the failures. And I don't know why I'm smiling, but it's such an evil idea to do something like that. Just the thought of it. But it's, as you're watching it, you're just like, this is crazy. Especially knowing like this poor person is about to have like the worst experience they would have ever imagined. We just kind of sat and watched. So that's social. Sorry, kind of went on a tangent there. But is there anything else? Oh, I guess the other socials kind of go into what else has happened this week. Occupational wise, that was the other, like, I feel like this is the biggest area just because it's such an emotional side. But the 22nd, Thursday into Friday was my last day at the Children's Hospital. It sucked because it was the thought of, I'd started at this job in a different department actually in 2017. Even though I was like in school, earning my degree, had another job, or was looking for a job, I had applied to this place 11 times. And even those wouldn't get me in. It wasn't until I was working at Target in like the loss prevention area, I had someone come up who was like trying to return items, and I just like went ahead and rung them backwards and gave her the refund. And I don't know, she saw something and she like hired me. So that was where I started. Worked for about 2 years because I was still in school. Left, came back during COVID, worked as a swab nurse. So we were in these like literal shipping containers at all the locations, swabbing kids for COVID, and then sending in the labs to our specimen collection area. And then, at the beginning it was like, we're going to test one at a time, and then they were batch testing. So if one kid was positive in that cluster, all of them were positive. Yeah. And then, when that transitioned into immunizations, we did the first COVID vaccinations on kids. And then finally coming back, just remember telling myself, like, I love this hospital and I want to come back as a nurse. And then finally getting that opportunity, being there 6 months, and then this situation, even though the situation that I'm in is once in a lifetime and I'm so grateful that I have it, it's still like, that was the thought that was going through my head. I was talking to the directors And, there are questions of, is there anything that would keep you here? Is there anything that we need to work on that you think? And not having anything. And this being one of the first times where I'm just speechless, and I have nothing to give them as, things to work on, because it's just a great place. I hope that, if this becomes more of a permanent place, or if I could come back into town more often, or, do this job part-time while being here full-time, I would go back in a heartbeat. And I told them that in the exit interview, that I would be back regardless. So occupational, that's been it. Since I'm a full-time employee now of my newest job, I guess this would be where this would go. I have orientation it's 12:56 right now. So in 3 hours, I'm leaving and going to my orientation in another state. It'll be another 5 days. This is not like the orientation I just had, where it was me and one of the people in my department who showed me what we do. This is now a conference where I am meeting every single one of my coworkers in this environment. We're listening to like TED Talks. We're listening to our CEO talk, like all those sorts of things. It's this big week. And the coolest part about it is it coincides with the school's graduation. So the plan and the way they set it up is that's how we do it, where we all go to the orientation, and then directly after we all go to graduation, and we, are all in the crowd for the students, which is really cool. So I'm excited to be a part of that. Never been to Utah before, so we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you updated. I wanted to do this like set up to be like, hey guys, just catching up before you see me in a new environment. I hope to film a little bit while I'm there, just so that you can see what's going on. Physical wise, I'm 149 pounds today, in the 40s for the first time. It's always, anytime I give you a weight, it's going to be for the first time in my life. It's weird to say that I'm there. And it also is the realization that, if I don't lose any weight in a while, it's because my body is readjusting. And just being okay with that is what I need to let myself be. I also realized that when it comes to eating, I'm still having issues with, doing what I usually do and have done for years with eat, and then you're not giving your stomach time to digest, and it's like just piling and piling and piling. Now, that feeling that I've had before where I thought it was heartburn, it's the realization of like, that's, not digested or not chewed up good food. It's just sitting in my sitting in my trach. So yeah, that realization is, even though my esophagus, I have kind of came to that realization, and I need to be better. And this week I set up for my job, we have like a component where you can set up tasks and timers to track certain things in your life, and I set that as one of them, just for more mindful eating, more time of actually spending meaningful minutes at the table, chewing properly, swallowing properly, taking the moments to breathe, taking the moments to actually talk to the people around you before going in for another bite. Starting with protein first, then vegetables, and then carbs, those sorts of things. Environmental wise, this will be the biggest environment. Oh, I guess not really. I thought I was supposed to go to orientation today for the seasonal job where I get to be a haunt talent, and that wasn't today. Apparently through Vic, there's some other things going on, so that's just, it's not an isolated situation what I'm going through. Instead of doing that, instead of going home directly after, I tried to exaggerate it agitate it as much as possible by riding a roller coaster. and going and getting some snacks. So that was nice. It felt kind of, I don't know. I feel like everyone has this feeling where you're sitting in line for an hour and a half, just thinking like, oh, okay, I'm doing this thing that I already know how it's going to go. But then it's when you're strapping into the seat where you're like, oh, okay, this is a little bit more, and maybe I don't want to do this. And then as you're going up the bridge to actually start the ride, that's when every second you're going up, you're like, oh, maybe I'm really, really not ready for this. And then it happens and you're like, this was great. This was exactly, I guess, what I remember the excitement of this being. And yeah, it was great. So that was probably the biggest environmental change. What's coming up will probably be the next big jump to environmental. Intellectual wise, in school, my 3 classes for this semester have started. I'm taking physics, organic chemistry, the lecture portion, and a evolutionary medicine class. So those 3 are okay. It's just hard with this week because of what's going on. So I'm trying to be ahead of the game, finish all my physics homework, finished all the way up until like Thursday of my environmental class, and then one other class, the organic chemistry. I have to take a test before. I want to nap when I get to Utah, but yeah, there's one more thing I have to do. So financial wise, I'm still doing good. I am actually more ahead of my savings than I thought, which is a blessing and a curse. Being ahead is great, but being shorter on money this week is harder. Emotional wise, I've been kind of this. Nothing changed. Sleepy because it's like the week is catching up to me. When it comes to emotional, I did have a meeting this week with a therapist about it's through the job. So this one is like a short term where you get 3 sessions for an issue. And the big issues that I had is just the job change. I was finishing up my other jobs at the same time. So I was doing, 6 days a week of 2 jobs, even though it's one 12-hour shift job and one 8-hour shift job. It really started to really wear on me. And it would be this. I was falling asleep in the car. Even though I do that all the time, it was like every single night. I was constantly falling asleep. And then it would be like 11 o'clock when I would go inside, which would be a problem because if I had to work the next night, it would be an issue. If I had my 8-hour job, it would be 1 till 9. So I'm sitting in the car sleeping. That does not give me any time to go and actually sleep in the bed. So I would just switch into my scrubs and go to work, which is so hard on the body. And that's over. So I think coming up emotionally, I'll feel better. That, and then I guess in all the areas, even spiritual, I will feel more rested. Not like I'm like rushing around, all those things. That's it. Then, like I said, spiritual. It's all about the same. Oh, I guess the biggest change is instead of doing my prayers at lunch for the last couple days, my mom and I have been doing them together, which never happens. So yeah, I don't know if it's considered a blessing or a curse on that as well. It's because there's been rumblings in the family. But there always is between the triangle. So yeah, that's really it for this week. It's going to be hopefully more fun tomorrow when I get to meet a couple people. We're going out to a meal when we come in. So even though I'm there, my plane gets in at 8:40. I will meet up with everyone. We'll go to we'll go to dinner, and yeah, it'll be great. Anyway, that's this week. Thank you.